Hello and good morning. I hope everyone is great. Welcome to Friday, I think it is. um, so we're going to get started in a couple minutes. If you are watching the replay, we usually dive in at about the kind of 5-minute mark. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jennifer Main. I'm a transformational guide. I'm an initiator. I help people step up and step into their highest potential and live the life to be living. Morning, Fran. So I'm really happy to be here and guiding some meditations over the last couple of weeks. I have already done a couple series on chakras, on the elements. So if feel free to go back and watch those at any point. Next week, I'm going to be doing a series on what it is to be fully integrated and embodied. So instead of feeling scattered and like there are bits and pieces of you that are disconnected or aren't really flowing with your life, it's about how to really live that in a really healthy way. So that's what we're going to be doing starting on Monday. So good morning, Katrina and Emily and Kirsty. Oh, day off, so I can make this live. Awesome, good. Morning, Yenny. At any point, if you feel like you want to revisit any of these and hear them again, I do find that, the first time you hear something, you'll take in as much as you can. And then sometimes the second and third times you hear other things that you missed the first. So these are definitely ones that you can go back and revisit and get the healing from over and over and over again. And as we go through these, I do incorporate some healing. So I'll be tuning into the group and getting a sense of what's needed. So whatever you're ready to have heal can happen. You just need to be open and setting that intention. Because you'll heal at whatever rate you allow with whatever you allow. So I'd encourage you to really allow that today. So let's see. Good morning, Tracy and Michelle and Liz and Allison and Shuna and Sarah. Let's see. Oh, accidentally pressed the wrong button. Hope we're okay. Yeah. Morning, Allison. Day off for you too. Good. I got up this morning and I posted it on my personal page. There's a song called Good Morning by Max Frost. Oh, actually, I'll post it here. It's my favorite morning song. Morning, Barbara. Oh, Julie, morning fire is lit. Awesome. Yeah, mine too. I've got my candle going. Let me post this Max Frost song. This is a Spotify link. It's my favorite wake up and dance song. So maybe after the meditation, it's a good time to crank that one up and have a dance around your house. The lyrics are great too. Let's see. So Katrina, should we watch yesterday's now if we missed it to keep the sequence going? You don't have to. I mean, I do kind of create an order if I'm doing a series, but if you didn't see yesterday's, that's okay. You can just go back and do it another time. What we did yesterday was more looking at kind of ancestral and past lives, so the very historical older stuff. Today is going to be more about this lifetime and what's happened to you and happening to you in terms of your kind of connections and relationships. So if you missed yesterday, that's okay. Probably good to go back and watch it at some point, but no, you don't have to watch it before. Morning, Julie. Great. So, in terms of kind of preparation and things for today, have some water, have a blanket or scarf with you. Make sure you're nice and cozy and comfortable. I encourage people to sit up during meditations, especially if you're one who tends to fall asleep, just so that you consciously are hearing what's going on. Obviously, if you're in and out, you miss bits and pieces, that's okay. But if you can hear consciously what's happening, that's great. Have some water before we get started. So we'll start in just a minute or so. We'll do a couple minutes of breathing. And the breathing is, the breath is the present moment. So it just gets you here in the room, in your body, and kind of in this space to be ready to meditate. We go ahead and kind of start the healing and shifting process within that breath. And then I'll come back and we'll talk about what we're going to do for the focus for today. Yeah, so at any point in the next kind of 10 minutes or so before we start the meditation bit, if you've got any questions or anything's coming up for you, then please feel free to share. I'm happy to answer any questions about healing or meditation as well in general. Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's do some breathing. So get yourself nice and comfortable. Have some water real quick if you need it. Close your eyes. And when you breathe, if you can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, it just creates kind of a circuit of energy, a circuit of breath. And just at your own pace. We're going to focus on, with the in-breath, to breathing life into the body, to breathing truth and love into the body. So as you breathe in, feel that lightness, feel that love, feel all the goodness in the breath. And every time you breathe out, we're breathing out the old, we're breathing out the waste, the blocks, the obstacles. We're breathing out the lack of truth. We're breathing out anything that doesn't serve us. And every time you breathe in, you're breathing in more love and light and truth. And every time you breathe out, you feel more relaxed, you feel more present, you feel more here and now. And as you breathe out, really fully breathe out. Really allow yourself to empty your lungs, empty your body, just to let go of everything that you've been holding on to. So if your out breath is longer than your in breath, that's fine. Nice, deep, full body breaths. Just allow your thoughts, your body, your energy to be nice and present. Any part of you that feels scattered, just witness that coming back. And even as your body relaxes, feel it feeling stronger and healthier and more aligned. Your cells and your organs are feeling refreshed. Brighter, more alive, more awake, more aware. Feel your organs breathing, your skin breathing. From your head to your toe. Every bit of you is breathing in and out. Breathing in truth. Breathing out fear. Right, taking a couple more nice deep breaths, and when you are ready, you can open your eyes. You can just sit quietly in this space as I speak, whatever works for you. So good morning, Caroline and Karen and Louise. Thanks everyone for joining. Let's see. So, let me know how everybody's feeling today. Right. Yes, we got a good group on. We've always got a good group on. We've got the numbers are growing. Yes, so let's talk a little bit about obligation and about liberation, and what we're going to focus on today. So, um, liberation is always, if people feel a need to be liberated, then there is always a sense of obligation or feeling trapped or stuck, feeling unable to change. There's a lack of perceived freedom. And I know that with everything that's going on right now, there is a real perception that we are not free, that we are unable to choose what we want to do, that we're unable to go where we want to go. We do feel like there's some limitations that have been put in place. The reality is though that we are always free. We are always free to choose how we feel, how we respond, how we want to handle a situation, the ways we want to communicate, the ways we want to interact. Morning, Lorraine. Those are always within our free will and our choices. So we always can choose. There's always freedom there. Um, if we feel like we're trapped or stuck, that is our perception. That's our ideas about what's going on with the world. And usually there's a theme around that. And usually there's areas of our lives historically that we feel less liberated and less free than others. So today, as we go through, I'm going to pick kind of major areas of your life, and I'm going to give you time to sit with it. So there will be some good bits of silence today, but that's great because silence means that you can receive answers, you can receive insight, you can go into your body and connect with the feelings and the emotions that are there, and really allow that stuff to shift. And I'm going to give you time as well to not only be looking at things that are happening in your life right now, but don't be surprised if you get drawn back to your childhood or to an earlier period of your life, because so much of what we carry stems from earlier parts of our lives as we've been growing and learning and learning. um, so I'll remind you to allow yourself to go back either to childhood or school or earlier times in your adult life, because those things inform your present. So much of our past and what we've gone through is what informs who we think we are right now. So if you find yourself kind of moving through your timeline, that's great. That's absolutely fine. And whatever you heal from the past will help you heal the present too. Morning, Claire. So what we're really going to focus on today, and I think I've touched on this a little bit in some of the other meditations I've done. This is definitely something that I talk about a lot and have talked about in lives and kind of live events that I do, is this notion of our identities and the labels that we wear. And so, as human beings, we use language to help us to identify and compare and understand the world around us. We use labels, so that we can communicate with each other, but also so that we can communicate with ourselves. And what I find over and over again in so much of the work I do is that we have labels for things, and the labels either aren't accurate or they could really be updated or upgraded. And so, as an example, and we'll do a little bit of a healing on this, just to start, is the word love. I use this as an example a lot. We'll talk a little bit about responsibility too, because that ties in with obligation. So with love, we all have an idea about what love is. Well, sometimes our ideas about love are not true, because for one person, you can say the word love and they feel themselves expanding. They feel that it's unconditional. They know that it's healing. They know that it enriches their lives. They're really happy to be vulnerable and welcome love in. And for some people, or even on different levels of that same person, you can say love and they immediately associate it with pain, with suffering, with being abandoned, with being manipulated or abused. And that's not love. So a lot of our definitions and our labels for things are messy. They can be contradictory, and some of them are just not good. Just really bad understandings of something. So actually what I want you to do to start with is I want you to allow yourself to tap into what you think and feel about love. And if there's any heaviness or negative associations with love, I want you to breathe into that. And start to allow that to change. So those old ideas about what love has been in the past or what you thought it was. Breathe deep into that and allow yourself to connect with real love. And that is love that is unconditional, whole, healing, supportive, compassionate. And feel the difference go through your body. So what happens is when you really understand love, you allow it. And you change your perception, you change your relationships, you expect different things. It changes your whole life. When you really start to understand these fundamentals of what we base our lives and relationships on, then all of that stuff can change in really healthy ways. So it's the same with responsibility. And I'm going to talk about the difference between responsibility and obligation, because this is going to be a big one for people today. So you are responsible for you. You're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for your feelings. You're responsible for your thoughts. You're responsible for your actions and behaviors. You're not responsible for anyone else and how they feel. So yes, we can contribute to how other people feel. We can have an impact in their lives, but ultimately they choose how they live their life. They choose how they think and they choose how they feel. You cannot take responsibility for anyone else. So breathe that in for a second. I'm just going to go ahead and start the liberation now. So much of the obligation that we choose to create or allow in our lives is because we are taking responsibility for things that we cannot take responsibility for, nor should we try. Because you cannot save other people, you cannot fix them, you cannot make anything different or better, because they are living their own lives and they are choosing their own experience because they have their own ways of learning and growing. And it is the same for you. You cannot make somebody else responsible for your life. I mean, you can try if you want to, but it's not true. And it's not actually going to make you feel better, because all that does is it disempowers you and it makes you feel weak and it makes you feel like you're unable to create change. So what we're going to do part of today is we're going to release responsibility from others to either make your life different or from you making somebody else's life different or being responsible for their stuff. And if that's all you did today, then the liberation would be amazing. The amount of freedom you would feel would be very different. You'd feel a massive difference. So that's one of the intentions you can definitely set today, is if there's something in somebody else's life you're trying to take responsibility for or fix or change, then let that go. Allow yourself to focus on you and how you feel. Because the reality is you can change your circumstances at any time. You can change any of that. And you can change the way you see the world, and you can change the way that you feel. So if things don't feel good, stop feeling like you need to fix it for other people and just take care of yourself. Yeah, so today we're going to let you change these responsibilities in your life, and we're going to change some of the labels that you have for yourself. So things like, if you're a daughter or a son and that label feels heavy or difficult for you, then you can go through and see what needs to be changed. You can identify what needs to be changed for you within that. Anything that feels heavy or limiting or makes you feel trapped or stuck. And you get to redefine it. Because your family deep down don't want you to feel obligated to them. Your partners don't want you to feel obligated to them. Your friends, your community, People, all these things in your life don't want you to feel obligated. They don't want you to feel trapped. Deep down, they want you to feel happy and healthy. So you get this opportunity now to identify the dynamics in the labels or the attachments in the labels that aren't true, that aren't working for you. And we're going to change some of these definitions. So the idea today is to surrender these old beliefs around what it is to be a woman, to be a daughter, to be a manager, to be a friend, to be a parent. Um, and let go of the obligations within those labels so that those identities and those labels can be light and freeing. It's great to be a sibling. Yeah, Mel, I see recently I realized I felt responsible for my brother from the day he was born. Yeah, that happened. That can definitely happen, especially with older siblings or, if one sibling is more, I don't know, mature or responsible, sometimes we can try to compensate or correct things for other people. That's really common. But the reality is, it's beautiful to be a sibling. It's great to be able to be a sister to somebody. But if there's obligation in that, then that stops the love in the relationship. That's what stops the deep connections and the healthy communication. So I would say that in any relationship, if it doesn't feel healthy, I would encourage you to look at the obligations in it and what you feel like you're supposed to be or do, and let that stuff go, and that will change the relationship every time, every time. So that's what we're going to do today. So I've kind of picked the main areas of your life. If there are areas that I don't touch on specifically for you, then hopefully there will be some time in there for you to address those, or for you to do that on your own if you want to rewatch this or just spend some time meditating on that yourself. But hopefully this will give you some ideas around areas that maybe you haven't had that awareness before. Right. Let's just think. Yeah, so it's the labels, the limitations in the labels is what we're going to let go of. So if they feel restrictive, if they feel heavy, we're going to let that stuff go. So again, we're going to focus a lot on the breath today. That breathing in brings in life, it brings in healing, it brings in love. Really focus on the out breath with just letting things go. And with these labels, you can see how it goes for you. For some people, they like to see themselves kind of peeling labels off or washing them away. You can feel the wind blowing through, the air blowing through to cleanse them. You can see them being buried in the ground, or fire purifying them. You can use these elements, whatever tools work for you, with your imagination and with your ability to witness or see what's happening, feel it. So whatever works for you, then that's going to be great. Yeah, Mel. So today, yeah, even though he's passed away, if you're still feeling that stuff, today's going to be great for you to focus on that, and on kind of letting those feelings of obligation go, because you're not responsible for him. Oh, Katrina, feeling lighter already. Good. I'm glad. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started in just a minute. So if you want a quick drink of water, or just to get settled, get yourself comfortable, take a moment and do that. Get your body in a comfortable place so you can really relax. Right. And when you're ready, I want you to take in a couple nice deep breaths. Close your eyes. And just feel nice and centered within your body. So you can move into your heart. And with each breath, I want you to feel yourself, feel your energy in each chakra, in every part of your body, from head to toe. So if you've been feeling ungrounded, just take a moment and send your energy down through your legs, down through your feet, and deep into the earth. Allow yourself to just feel really present and supported. Let the earth hold you. that you can release and heal whatever is ready to heal. I want you to take a moment and just allow yourself to see yourself. Take a moment to see your body, the image of you, that picture that you have of yourself in your mind right now. Just take a moment to really see how you see yourself. When you picture yourself, what do you look like? What does your energy feel like? What do you sound like? Just take a moment to be honest with yourself on that image. Whether it is positive or if it's even clear. If you're having a hard time seeing yourself, if it feels fuzzy, cloudy, or if you're just so covered in stuff that it's hard to see through, just take a moment and start to breathe into that. I'm going to go ahead and start to let that space clear. Let that energy start to clear. And then I want you to allow yourself to get a sense of the labels that you wear. So you may hear them, maybe more of a feeling for you, or you may be able to see them. Just get a sense of all the labels that you carry in your life. And I want you to get a sense of how dense they are, how many layers there are. There's label upon label upon label. And even if there's lots of them, even if there's thousands and thousands, it's okay. Just start to breathe into it. And what we'll do to start with is I want you just to simply start to allow yourself to release any that are ready to go, any that don't align, whatever labels you've outgrown, that you're tired of wearing. Just start to feel that energy change. Breathe deep into that. Just allow those labels to start to evolve or fade or even disappear. They may be ones that have served you in the past, but they may not be right for you now or for your future. So whatever's ready to just go, let it go. Keep breathing deep. So first I want you to think about your family. And let's go back to your childhood first. We'll go to your family now. Go back to your childhood. We're going to spend a little bit of time here. So I want you to think about your labels within your family as a child. Are you a daughter or a son? Are you a sibling or an only child? Just take a moment and feel into those labels, those identities. And how you identify yourself as being a daughter or a son. If it feels heavy, if it feels limiting, identify what those attachments are. What feels limiting or heavy within that identity? Allow yourself to let that go. Let it change. And whatever responsibilities or obligations that you've taken as a child, as a daughter, as a son, just let that go into the light. It's not your job. Allow yourself to connect with your identity as a sibling or as an only child. Again, feel into the obligations that are there. Whatever reason they were created, whatever reasons you've maintained them. Just allow yourself to feel into them and identify what you were trying to gain or do from them. Breathe deep. And imagine what could be different within you. Those obligations were no longer there. As a child, as a teenager, and into your adult life now. And imagine that family unit from your childhood without the obligations and the expectations that you placed on each other. Imagine what it would be like if you were all just free to be who you are. Allow yourself to start to feel the freedom in that. Breathe deep into that freedom. Feel that freedom and love flow through your family. Now bring yourself into the present with that family from your younger years. And even if some of them have passed on or some of those dynamics have changed, allow yourself to recognize if there are still any obligations there that you, as a child or a sibling, are still holding. Again, allow yourself to recognize what can change, what would be healthy for all of you. It's not those old behaviors. It's not the old projections. How could you all thrive if you were all more free? Just take a moment and thank your family growing up and yourself for all that you may have tried to do for each other, whether it worked or not. And just allow any of those obligations that you created or they expected to change. Allow those labels to evolve. Allow yourself to expand and grow. And breathe deep into that. And now I want you to bring yourself into the present moment and include the family that you have now. So if you have a partner, or if you have children, or if you're single, but you would include other people into that family unit. Maybe that's extended family, really deep friendships, whoever you consider your family right now. I want you to connect with them right now. And again, consider the labels that you wear within that family. And feel into the energy of those labels. And if it doesn't feel light, if it doesn't feel free, I want you to identify what it does feel like. What are the emotions there? I want you to breathe into those emotions. Any sadness, any regret, any anger or resentment. And allow that to release from your body. Those feelings are there to tell you that it's time for this relationship to change. Those feelings are trying to let you know that it's time to liberate yourself and let go of the obligations. So release those emotions and start to release the obligations in those relationships, in those dynamics. So whatever you feel burdened by within your family, whatever behaviors you feel stuck within, I want you to imagine those shackles, those chains, those behaviors evolving. Let them go. And also allow yourself to release the defenses in those relationships, in those dynamics. All the ways you try to protect yourself, all the ways you try to fight for freedom, the ways you fight to be heard. Feel all that melting away. Feel it changing within you. And I want you to feel your body open up. Breathe into that openness. Because without that obligation, there is space for these relationships to evolve and to grow, to deepen. So allow that to happen in your family right now. In that family unit, however you define your family. Feel the possibility and the opportunity for deeper connection, for more honest connection, for more love in that. And whatever you need to support you in that, breathe it in now. Whatever's been getting in the way, breathe it out. Okay. Taking a nice deep breath. I want you to allow yourself to connect and see and feel the energy of your friendships in your community. Still more of your inner circle, and connecting with the people that you deeply care about, whose opinions you listen to, the people you want to support and be supported by. And allow yourself to feel the energy of that inner circle. Those friendships you've had over the years, old and new. And again, take a moment to feel into the energy of your friendships and identify the areas that feel heavy, that feel limiting, the dynamics that you feel stuck within. And allow yourself to identify the behaviors, the ways of thinking, and the emotions that you associate with that. And allow yourself to connect with your beliefs around friendship and what being a friend is. And any part of you that believes that friendship is suffering or sacrificing, if it means being inauthentic or being dishonest, if it means hiding yourself away, I want you to let all those attachments to that label go. And anything else that feels unhealthy within friendship, let it change. Breathe into it and feel it start to evolve. And I want you to think about what you do want a friendship to be. What feels liberating and what feels free within friendship. And welcome that in to all of your friendships. So breathe in honesty. Breathe in compassion. Breathe in love and care. Breathe in wisdom. Whatever it is that you want in your friendships, allow it to come in and be a part of those dynamics in your life right now. And imagine what can change in your friendships as you allow that relationship to evolve. Feel the fun and the playfulness. Feel the joy. And take a moment, take a nice deep breath, and feel into your relationship with your own body. This amazing body that you live in. And I want you to think about how you judge it, how you treat it. And the health of that relationship, the way you speak to it. And I want you to allow yourself to identify the obligations you have created for your body that are not serving you, that are not healthy. Are you obligating it to be superhuman when actually having some rest and some calm and some peace would be good? Are you obligating your body to be energized and strong, but you're not feeding it what it needs and wants? Are you obligating your body to stay unhealthy when actually it really wants to be healthy? What are you obligating your body to be or do? Start to allow that to change. And what are you stopping your body from being or doing because you're a human and you think it's limited? Are you slowing down the healing process so that you have a story to tell? Are you maintaining illness or injury in your body because you think it's part of who you are? Let go of that story. You get to make a new one. And imagine what your relationship with your body could be like if you allowed it some freedom. If you allowed yourself those same freedoms. Breathe deep. So now again, I want you to take a look at yourself. Look at who you are. Within your body, within your life, within these relationships. Take a look at those labels. Hopefully there are fewer and fewer. But the ones you have that are true, allow them to be brighter and lighter. Recognize the honesty that's there. And all those attachments you've been holding on to, those obligations, those burdens. Witness all that release. See and feel yourself as free. Anything else that you're ready to surrender, that you're ready to strip back to the truth, allow that to happen now. Take a few minutes and allow that to happen. Whatever comes to mind for your own life, your own circumstances. Surrender and change. Breathe deep into your body, feeling a spaciousness, feeling liberated, feeling more free. Feel that through your physical body, your emotional self, your energetic self. Feel the lightness, the movement, the joy and the fun and the play. Taking a few nice deep breaths. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. If you feel like you want to have a little bit of a stretch, move around a bit, and please do. Feel that freedom through your body. Yeah, so I apologize. I think there was a little bit of a glitchiness there at a couple points. The video continued though. So if you go back and rewatch this at any point, hopefully it should be nice and smooth. But if anybody wants to share anything that came through, any insights, any healing, anything that felt useful or helpful there. So what I would encourage you to do, so we touched on kind of the main bits of the life, so family, friendships, community, kind of that inner circle, and your own body. If you feel like you want to spend time doing that kind of liberation with things around your work, so your label, your identity within the work that you do, with your colleagues, with your clients, whatever those relationships are with your work, that's something good to do. Letting go of labels from old jobs you've had or identities from old jobs you've had, especially if they no longer align. And you can also look at relationships around things like your home, around money, around your possessions, and the ways you identify yourself based on the things you have around you or in your life. Yes, you could definitely spend some time doing that. Yeah, so if you're wanting to extend this or expand this even further, then those are definitely some things you could sit with and meditate with and let go of. So yeah, so I would encourage you to spend some time in the next few days kind of redefining, allowing yourself to redefine some of these relationships, redefine who you are in these relationships, allowing yourself to be stronger and more honest and more empowered within them. Um, yeah, so hopefully that all feels more possible now. Like that's something that you can do. Um, so I won't be here the next couple of days. I will be having a couple of days off as well. I'm still keeping a little bit to a schedule and having weekends off. I will be back on Monday though. Let me have a look. I've forgotten what the topic was for Monday. um, yeah, so Monday through Thursday next week, we're going to look at integrated being, about really being integrated, whole, complete. So we're going to start with health. So that can be physical health, it can be emotional health. That's that kind of that well-being component. Then Tuesday, we're going to go into the heart and really a bit more into the emotional elements, but what it is to be centered and present in here and really living from the heart, which we know is just such a strong energy. We know the power of the heart intentions and that the field of the heart. So really getting into that. And then we're going to talk about heaven, which is your divinity, and who we are kind of beyond our human form. And then we're going to bring it back to home. So, what it is to live all of those and be whole and integrated within your body, within this plane, within this lifetime. That knowing of who you are as a soul, as a higher self, as this divine being, as you live it as a human. So, I'm excited about next week. I think it's going to be pretty epic. Yeah, let me know if you've got any questions about that. Yes. Oh, Jason's watching the replay. Great. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, cool. So Katrina lost sound. Your Wi-Fi dropped out too. Yeah, maybe it's not just me. But you enjoyed what you heard. Great. Sarah, that felt powerful. Good. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how, we spend so much time and energy trying to manifest, create. But actually, if we just let go of the stuff that's not serving us, then a lot of the things that we want would just click into place, or things that we already have would just evolve into something that actually aligns and that actually fits. So, the surrender, the liberation, the letting go is really, really powerful stuff. Thank you, Allison. Kirsty, that was really deep. Lots of labels I didn't realize I had. Yeah, it's amazing the stuff we hold on to that we don't even know. So I'm glad you had those realizations. That's great to be able to let that stuff go. Thank you, Michelle and Claire. Abby, feeling better. Thank you. Thanks, Beth. Shuna, intense. Woo! Yeah, replay it. If you feel like you want to go back through and listen to it again, then go for it. Yeah, you'll get something new each time you do. Thank you, Christy. Thanks, Lorraine. Looking forward to Monday too. Thanks, Julie. Have a good weekend too. Thanks, Emily. So lots of old obligations float away. Yeah, good. I'm so glad. Hope you have a great weekend too. Thanks. Yes. So if at any point, if you want to get in touch, if you've got any questions, you can send me a private message through this page. You can still leave comments. Just tag me if it's after the video is over to make sure that I see them. But I think I am seeing most of those if people are watching the plays. Feel free to share this. If you got family members, friends who would benefit, feel free to share. And and I will see y'all all on Monday. So have a wonderful weekend. Get out with the elements and enjoy some nature. Yes, so thank you again for joining, and I will see you on Monday. Thank you.